Hey guys, this is Zara from the Willow Tree Schoolhouse and welcome back to my channel. Before I begin this video, I do want to take a moment and show off a little bit. Do you guys see a difference? I put all of my bookshelves on this wall and I'm totally digging how it's looking. Like, I love the vibe, the feng shui of it. However, it was truly a workout and I regretted it the moment I started it. If you guys are one of those people that enjoy watching those organizational videos, I highly recommend you guys checking out my Instagram. I'll link it below. I was pleasantly surprised at how many of you guys requested it and also actually engaged with it. So I will remember that next time I tackle another project in my home. I will definitely record that and share that with you guys. I'm shocked. Okay, so now moving on, today's video is all about my second graders curriculum choices. Now, if you haven't already, I will highly encourage you guys to check out the family subject video. I will link it above here for you guys to see it. Only because a lot of my curriculum choices kind of come from that. I'm gonna get an idea as to why. With all that being said, we are using the Charlotte Mason method of teaching for my oldest one, Aiden. Millie, if she wants to follow on, she can. If she doesn't have to, only because she's 4.5 and this is her kinder year. And in the Charlotte Mason philosophy, they highly encourage you to start teaching your child when they are 6. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, but if Millie wants to learn, she can. If she doesn't, that's okay. But this video is strictly for my oldest one. Now, Aiden loves being read to. He loves books. I've also noticed that it's the after the fact that he enjoys as well, and that is when we delve ourselves into a very in-depth conversation. That boy loves to explore characters. He loves to explore hypotheticals. I know, for example, when we were reading Pinocchio, I literally had to shelve it a couple weeks into it because he was just having such a hard time with that book. The storyline was great. It was just that fact that Pinocchio kept getting himself into trouble, kept making the wrong choice, and so on and so forth, and he just did not agree with any of that. With that being said, we are going to be using Ambleside Online, mostly catered to him. He is going to be going into year 2. Now, I'm just going to give you guys a quick synopsis for the purpose of this video, a quick synopsis of what Ambleside Online is, and it's basically a free Charlotte Mason approach to homeschooling using rich literature as its spine. And I'm super excited because we are going to be dipping our toes in medieval times, I believe. Yeah, I think so. I highly encourage you guys, if you guys are dipping your toes this summer and you guys want to check it out and see what this program can offer you, I highly recommend you guys checking out the Facebook community page. There's tons of information there. There's tons of families encouraging each other, showing glimpses of their homeschool journey using this curriculum, and I highly encourage you guys to check that out. But on that note, a mom went ahead and created these sheets for us to use. I think it was from year 1 all the way to year 4. You could use it for recitation or for memorization or just as a visual aid to have, because not only did she include verses and poems. So we are going to go ahead and work on recitation with them. This is mainly for Aiden. I know Millie's going to be picking up on some of this stuff because that's what she does. But I'm just going to be focusing on Aiden properly saying the words, reading the words correctly, making sure that he's standing up straight when he's vocalizing and using true emotion that can depict from whatever he's reciting. Okay, so moving on, we're also going to be working on Copywork. Now, this year, I decided that I was going to go ahead and shelve any handwriting curriculums for now and just strictly work on Copywork. I wasn't going to do that. In fact, I went ahead and I purchased a cursive workbook from The Good and the Beautiful. I haven't even prepped it yet. And only because I did sign up to do the Charlotte Mason inspired workshops, and I was blown away when I heard Andrew from IEW speak on what it truly means to do copywork. It shouldn't be a tedious job, but more so just exposing your child to proper grammar, to proper rich verbiage, and to visually see and to retain any of the languages or rules. He went on to say how important copywork is before composition. And the way he explained it made total sense to me. I'm probably butchering it, but it just definitely put copywork into perspective for me. And that's something that I'm truly going to focus on during our morning time, is just him doing copywork and truly enjoying the process. I'm actually considering joining in with him because I know when he sees me doing it, he actually looks forward, because it's something like we can be doing together. So I went ahead and I purchased a Copywork primary notebook from School Nest. She has tons of colors. This isn't the only color. And we're going to be doing copywork from any of the literature, any of the Bible scriptures that we're going to be reading on. We're just going to go ahead and copy a sentence or two and work our way up to maybe a paragraph. I'm not sure. And on that note, we are also going to be working on narration. Narration has definitely taken a life on its own in our homeschool. He loves it. He can go on and on and on. I think this coming school year, I'm just going to begin typing because sometimes it's really hard to transcribe and keep up with them. This next school year, I don't know if I'm going to stick with a notebook. I might just start transcribing with a laptop and just printing it off and put it in a binder so we can save it in a keepsake. But I'll come back to that because I'm not sure. For writing, we have been using Building Writers. He really enjoys this program. We take our time using these programs just because he likes to create his own stories as well. I bought those Dollar Tree blank notebooks, and he just likes randomly creating his own books, and then I transcribe what he wants me to write. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to take away that joy from writing, introducing an actual formal writing curriculum. I have found that kids just genuinely love enjoying something, and why take it away and try to create a class out of it, if that makes sense. I hope this makes sense. But I did go ahead and I purchased People and Places in Our Community from IEW. I'm not sure if we're going to use this. It came highly recommended. I have yet to flip through it, but I don't know if we're gonna do this. I don't want to take away that joy. If he gets stuck on something, I don't want to take away that joy where he gets frustrated. He genuinely enjoys writing and creating his own books. He's only in 2nd grade. We can work on this when he's in 3rd grade. I hope this makes sense. I don't know. Comment below if you guys have used IEW for writing, and what are your recommendations for if we should try a formal writing curriculum, or just let him be and create on his own. Now for phonics practice, we are still going to be implementing Explode the Code. Aiden really truly enjoys these. However, I know that sometimes he gets frustrated that the pages have no color, but these pair really well with All About Reading. And so they just add enough review and enough practice in some of those concepts that you may not get from All About Reading. So let me spend a few minutes and let me unpack this huge issue that I've been having in our homeschool, and that is language arts. Okay, let me go ahead and share a little bit about my experience with you guys so you guys can kind of get the idea of where I'm at. we started off, when we started homeschooling Aiden, we started off with The Good and the Beautiful. Now, I will never speak ill of a company and their curriculums. I just feel it's not a reflection of their curriculum, but a reflection of my child's learning style. I hope that makes sense. So if something doesn't work, it's not because the curriculum isn't great, but more so because my son has a different learning style than what the program is offering. Okay, so we did use The Good and the Beautiful, and in fact, I love their program. I really wanted it to work. We used the older version of the pre-K before it was revised, and then the pre-primer before it was revised. And we went ahead and started working on level K when he was in kindergarten. Now, he did learn how to read using both the pre-K and the pre-primer. And then when it came to level K, I don't know what happened. We just hit a wall. He was not enjoying that program at all. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that games weren't implemented as much as the other two programs. I just know that it came to a point to where when I asked him, hey, we're gonna complete a lesson, there were days where there were tears. After shelving it for a couple of months, I went back and we revisited on some of the lessons, and still the same reaction was coming back again. He was not looking forward to school because of that program, and I didn't enjoy that. And although I really wanted it to work, I also had to kind of figure out what was happening with him. And so after just taking the rest of the year off from language arts, I went ahead and I did purchase All About Reading, just because I have found that it is completely hands-on, and maybe that was the approach that Aiden needed. And so I went ahead and I purchased that. Now, he did really well. We just completed level 1. We do school year all around, so we're going to take a month off before starting level 2 with him. And we truly have enjoyed it, but that's just only a reading program. And so halfway through All About Reading level 1, I decided that maybe it was time to implement a language arts program that's mostly going to focus grammar and punctuation that's catered to his level. And I purchased Christian Light Language Arts. It was working really well up until book 5. Now, there are 10 light units in one level. We were in book 5. I noticed something that was just completely throwing us off, and that was every time we learned a concept, a few lessons in, the new concept would contradict the past concepts. And so when we finally mastered a concept, we went ahead and we were starting getting bombarded with this new concept that bombarded the previous concept, and it was just confusing both Aiden and for me. And then I shelved it temporarily. I'm not afraid to revisit it if I feel like Aiden's ready. In fact, my mom is borrowing them because she wanted to learn some LA. Yeah, she's a Spanish native speaker, and she never had a formal English education. Kudos to her. You're never too late to learn, right? Okay, so with all that being said, I went ahead after speaking to several moms. They highly encourage Fix-It Grammar. Andrew, who I was just talking about, he is actually one of the founders of IEW, and so I'm just going to take this very slow. They don't recommend it until your child is in 3rd grade, and so I'm just going to follow his pace. If I find some concepts too difficult for him, we're gonna take our time. There's no stress, and if he picks it up and he does really well this school year, that's fine. And if he doesn't, that's okay, because he still has 3rd grade. Okay. They did, however, call me recently to see if we've used it and if I have any questions. So that's awesome. Their customer service is amazing, and I love that. Okay, now for math. We are going to be continuing on with Horizons. The lessons are short and sweet and to the point. You only have front, back, and every 9 lessons you get a test, and that is to see if you need help with any of the concepts that were taught previously. It offers a spiral method of learning, meaning that every concept builds upon a new concept and you always spiral back to do some review, so you never get bored with it. He truly enjoys this. I know that this school year we are going to be learning about multiplication. I don't know how I feel about that, but I did went ahead and I did end up purchasing the teacher guide. Again, we are learning multiplication and I just want to make sure I'm teaching that correctly. Okay guys, that is it. That's all I'm doing with my second grader. It is very short and sweet and to the point. And that is because we are going to be delving ourselves into literature most of our days with Ambleside Online's book readings. And so I need to make sure to make room for that. I will do an end of the first term review for you guys to see what actually worked and what didn't work and what I'm planning on changing for the second term. And so I hope that can benefit any of you guys. Next video will be coming on next week, and I think it's either going to be the nature video or I'll flip through of this beautiful Spanish curriculum that I'm really excited to share with you guys. So definitely stay tuned in for that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Please join me in this journey, you guys. I am so excited to be sharing in this space. If you haven't already, definitely follow me on Instagram if you guys want to see. I tend to share real life on my feed, and if you are looking for that, definitely go ahead and follow me on there. But thank you guys. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining me today. Stay blessed, stay healthy, and have a good rest and safe weekend, you guys.